It is no secret that the billionaire entrepreneur, founder and CEO of the Tesla electric mobile company, and also a private company that sends cargo and passenger planes to Earth orbit, SpaceX, has repeatedly helped Ukraine, which is now in a difficult situation. The geopolitical conflict between Russia and Ukraine, like a huge explosion, has struck the whole world. How exactly does the famous inventor help Ukraine? Many already know that Elon Musk has opened up access to Starlink in Ukraine, and now the military is using this technology in their struggle. Russian tanks and ships are being destroyed. Elon Musk himself is directly involved in this. Well, we'll tell you about it today. Welcome to the Tech Zone channel. In this video, we will talk about the latest news around Ukraine and Russia, Elon Musk's help to Ukraine, and analyze what is happening now. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications if you want to stay up to date with all the latest news related to politics, high technology, and Elon Musk. Starlink began working on the territory of Ukraine almost immediately. Many residents and their sympathizers feared that access to the internet in Ukraine would be cut off either because of cyber attacks or because of attacks in the city's infrastructure. Ukrainian soldiers told that the satellites of Starlink of Elon Musk changed the war in favor of Ukraine because they helped the troops to stay online against the background of Russian strikes on the Ukrainian infrastructure. As of last month, more than 5,000 Starlink internet terminals were activated in the country, reported Washington Post. The article says that Starlink was very effective for Ukraine against the backdrop of the political conflict between the countries. Elon Musk's satellites connect Ukraine to the internet. Starlink was conceived as a civilian program, but the Ukrainian military can also use it to control drones and attack Russian tanks and positions. Surface ships at sea will also be guaranteed to be detected and destroyed from a distance greater than the range of their detection equipment. A few days after sending the internet terminal SpaceX Starlink to Ukraine, Elon Musk warns the authorities to use devices with caution. Being not a Russian communication system, satellite internet service Starlink has a high probability of becoming a target of attacks. The Ukrainian army says it uses Starlink to monitor and coordinate unmanned aerial vehicles, allowing soldiers to target with anti-tank weapons. High transmission speeds and stable communication are required for such interaction. We use Starlink equipment and connect the team of drones with our artillery team, he said. If we use a drone at night with a thermal imager, the drone connects via Starlink to the gunner and creates a target capture. The media also reports that the group Airway daily performs about 300 missions to collect information. The attacks are carried out at night according to the newspaper because drones, some of which are equipped with thermal cameras, are almost impossible to see in the dark. Elon Musk said that the Starlink satellite internet system is being hacked and jammed in Ukraine, but hackers fail. Starlink, at least until now, successfully resists all attempts of hacking and jamming, said Elon Musk. Why are Elon Musk's companies considered a threat to Russia? Russia considers a dual-use system, which can be used for military purposes. Experts interviewed by the portal stated that it was possible to direct cruise missiles through any tactical communication satellite, even in low orbit. The head of Roscosmos, Dmitry Rogozin, previously stated that Starlink satellites in the future can be used to control cruise missiles. Satellite expert Zach Casas believes that Starlink could be an alternative to traditional navigation systems for the military. The Pentagon wants to expand the space defense and combat capabilities. They seek beyond the traditional supply chain, where it takes years to develop rockets and satellites. Technology startups can provide hardware and software faster and more economically. What other technologies will Musk acquire and which of them may be used in Ukraine? The SpaceX engineer also said that earlier this year the team conducted exciting tests using space laser prototypes on 2 Starlink satellites that led to transmit gigabytes of data per second. The project is required to prove that hundreds and thousands of spacecraft can be controlled in orbit as a single unit. The fact is that there are more and more such systems, and it is very difficult to control such numbers of devices. You have to consider a lot of factors like speed, position in orbit, position of the satellites relative to each other. Does this mean that a satellite is being developed to hunt and track defensive satellites used by the enemy? Observing military bases, the Navy, that sort of thing is possible. Elon Musk's company also won a defense contract and will build military satellites for the US Army to warn a missile attack. This was their first satellite contract for the United States Department of Defense. These technologies can also be used in Ukraine. This will undoubtedly enable the states to realize the significant military advantages that the cheap deployment of spacecraft to any country with such an instrument will inevitably become possible. The military subgroup of Starlink satellites is already under development. They will try to intercept Russian and other military missiles in space on the principle of the earlier project Brilliant Pebbles. Musk was harshly criticized on social media for his decision to intervene in the conflict in Ukraine. The internet community complained that the technology was not designed for use in crisis zone and mocked that Ukraine would never get enough satellite transmitters. After that, the tech billionaire delivered base stations to Ukraine. According to British media, the Starlink system is used by the Ukrainian army to attack Russian tanks and positions. Accordingly, Starlink has primarily military importance in areas where the infrastructure is weak and there is no access to the internet. According to the report, the Ukrainian private aerial reconnaissance unit uses Musk's satellite internet not only to monitor unmanned aerial vehicles, but also to coordinate them. This allows the armed forces of Ukraine to target Russian targets with anti-tank weapons. Ukraine has a big advantage in the form of support from Elon Musk. SpaceX claims to be able to quickly build Starlink satellites at an incredible rate of 120 per month, all thanks to their flat design, thanks to which it is possible to fold them in piles of 60 pieces and send them to orbit, where they will disperse. They are able to transmit information to each other thanks to laser communication technology. Lasers enable satellites to communicate not only with ground stations, but also with each other. It also transmits military intelligence, and information in such conflicts is one of the main advantages. Of course, there is a danger that the Russian Federation may begin to shoot down SpaceX satellites using missiles. Even before the beginning of the geopolitical conflict in Ukraine, Russia conducted exercises of its anti-satellite missiles. To the question of what will happen if Russia does start shooting down satellites, Elon added, "This means that they will have to use a lot of anti-satellite missiles. I think we can launch satellites faster than they can launch anti-satellite missiles," said the entrepreneur. It was interesting to look at the Russian ASAT demonstration a few months ago in the context of this conflict, because it caused a lot of controversy for satellite operators. These even posed some danger to the space station where the Russian cosmonauts are located. So why did they do it? It was just before the situation in Ukraine escalated. There is no doubt that the number of small, rapidly deployable satellites of various types launched into Earth orbit will continue to increase exponentially. What else do you think Elon Musk can do to help Ukraine? Write your opinion in the comments. Also, do not forget to subscribe to our channel, click on the bell to follow the news.